give that a minute to get the notification going, and then we will have a chat. Daz in a ball. Love it. 48. Oh my god, 2 more. Okay. I'm going to do some... that was quick today. Just blow that up. Yeah, going to have to do a foundation shade. Alright, so, how are we all doing? Are we all shiny? I know I promised an art stream today, but no, not going to happen. Why, might you ask, is that not going to happen? Well, my dear friends, I have been busy. And I have been busy doing things like visiting model villages. For those of you who are not on my Facebook. I am crocheting this evening, yep. That's my phone reminding me to do all of the things. And that's my dog coming to help. So yeah, so I thought I would just catch up on where we are, what we're doing, and why I am not currently making art. I blame Dion. So we're in that part of streaming that's like the most annoying. So for those of you who don't do Twitch streaming, you need... Am I sideways? I'm not sideways to me. Hang on. How's that? Am I the right way around now? Is that better? Okay. Where was I? Okay. So, other than blaming Dion, where was I? Oh yeah, busy. Oh, I've just messed up. See what you've done to me? Awkward stage. Yeah, so I'm at the awkward stage of being a Twitch streamer where I am 2 followers away from affiliate. Okay. Which is a horrible place to be in, to be quite honest with you, because it's like trying to get that last little bit is just, it's just hard. And I don't know why I just did that. Why can I not start this today? My foundation chain is being awkward and I'm not sure why. I do a different foundation to normal. Yeah, so I'm at that last bit where I'm trying to get the last 2 followers. And I've kind of got to the point where I love my viewers. You're all awesome. But it's a little disheartening when it's the same, like, 3 people all the time. And as much as I love the same 3 people all the time, when you're trying to get to the point where you're just like, I just want to be paid. Like, can I please just get paid now? Thanks. And the thing is I know that actually reaching affiliate is more work, because once I reach affiliate, I am going to have to actually stream when I say I'm going to stream, and actually make art, which we all know I've not done great at recently. And for those of you who aren't caught up, I have about 1 million crochet. I have about 1 million crochet projects on the go, and no art on the go. I see Marv has Prime. Look at that. So close. So close. Thanks, Invisible Marv, who's not really here. Thanks, D. So yeah, and it's just like art at the minute is hard. Yeah, I love you, right? Like the best sister. But yeah, I've had like no motivation to do art. I have all the ideas for art, I just can't. Like I sit with paint next to me just in case, but no. I have got so much work coming up with this project as well. I have realised just how much work I'm going to have to do. And even with like the laser cutter and everything else, holy crap, I have got so much work. If anybody knows anything about laser cutters and DXF files, we need some help. Yeah, it's a bit... Where are you going? Got it. It's because Jake's helping. Did you see the opening the other day on my Instagram? Jake was really helping the other day. So much help. Bless his cotton socks. I'm beginning to wonder if I should just do like art material reviews or something, just to kind of get me back into the habit of actually making art. I'm about to spend a ridiculous amount of money on alcohol markers, and it kind of hurts my soul a little bit because they're expensive. But I'm going to make sure I get refillable ones so I can buy ink in the future. And no, they're not great for the environment, but you know what they are great for? Oh, yeah, okay. They're great for doing fan art and floral work when you just don't want to set up for watercolours. And I'm kind of at the stage at the minute where I just don't want to set up for watercolours. I don't. So I'm hoping that if I buy the alcohol markers with my student loan, or at least some of it, I'll be more likely to reach for it. I know moving my pens upstairs, I've done less work because I like my pens, like my watercolour markers and my Sharpies, and you know, I've got a few Copic Chows. I'm thinking of getting the Ohuhu brush markers. I also recently discovered... Where is my mod when I want him? Honestly, you just can't get the staff. I mean, he's probably setting up for his own stream, but that's not the point. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I recently discovered a dual tip pen called Minami, and then the Minami is a watercolour dual tip pen, right? And normally with dual tips, especially the watercolour types, what you end up with is a brush tip on one end and a bullet tip on the other. And for those of you who aren't quite sure what I mean, a brush tip is literally what it sounds like. It's usually a nylon, plastic, or something similar to that nib, a fibre nib in the shape of a brush that when used it acts like a brush. I don't have one next to me because that would be useful, but this was unplanned. So, and a bullet nib is a standard felt tip marker pen. The Minami dual brush tips have a small brush tip on one end and a large brush tip on the other end, and honestly I am blown away by them. I really, really want to get some and have a play. You've got brush markers next to you. What brush markers have you got? Love brush markers. I've been told that the Ohuhu brush alcohol markers are on par with the Copics for the alcohol ones, and obviously you get so many more for the money. But what I have yet to discover is whether you can change the tips on the Ohuhus and whether you can refill the Ohuhus, because obviously the environment must always come first with jazz. The sake, is that alcohol or watercolour? I've never heard of them. Are they any good? Should I buy some? Let's buy all of the markers and do a marker channel. It'll be fine. I've been watching so many streams just recently of people doing traditional art with markers. I don't know if I'd be able to get my floral work quite the same, but hang on, let me if I try and oh yeah, they're watercolour. They are a dye-based watercolour. Will you stop eating yourself when I'm streaming? Yeah, that's the other thing. All the alcohol markers and all the watercolours and everything else, they're all dye-based instead of pigment-based. So weird. I assume they just can't make pigment-based ones work? I don't know. It's very odd. I find it very odd. But then, since it turns out that pigments can be just as bad for the environment as dye-based, and in some cases worse, honestly, it's a minefield. That's why I like crocheting. Just sit and crochet all day. I say that, I'm literally crocheting with acrylic at the moment, which is also really bad for the environment. But I couldn't not. This acrylic is just like, it's me in a ball. You ready for this? Excuse the earthquakes, my dog is being a knobhead. What are you doing? Jijik, what are you doing? Oh, crap on your eyeball. Okay, good boy. Do you want to say hello to the people? Come on then, little nose. Oh god, yeah. Everybody say hello to Gothrock Dog. Say hi, Jake. Alright, yeah, that's... So marker pens. I want to figure out which ones I'm going to buy. I have budgeted about £150 for alcohol markers and then a further 50 for watercolour markers. And that's the general idea. I need to pay some money off because we brought my brother a new laptop. That's a sizable chunk of money. And then Lee is currently probably reformatting my old laptop in some vague hope of making it be a laptop. Hi. He's so helpful. He's so helpful. Very helpful. He's gonna be 10 soon. Which, by the way, means me and Vince have been together for 9 years. And me and Lee have been together for 14, which is scary. So markers. If anybody knows anything about any decent markers, any markers they'd like to recommend. Angel, normally I'd ask you, but you'll recommend me some American brand that I'd have to pay £1 million to be imported. I was so sad. I've been watching all these different crocheters. And apparently Joann's has had a good sale. And Michael's has had a good sale. And we don't have Joann's. And we don't have Michael's. So I'm like watching them all going, oh yeah, and Premier Yarns has got a sale on at the minute as well, and that's another American company. Furls has just done a live video of the hooks they're going to be releasing this year, and we maybe get a fifth of the Furls ones. And we have Hobbycraft. For those of you who are not English, Hobbycraft is like a poorer, more expensive cousin of Michael's. It has a very small yarn section, a very small art section, and it is very dedicated to basically those hobbies that you pick up 3 times and never look at again. Like dried flower arranging. Or there's a lot of cake making stuff actually, but I don't really do that either. Lots of books that nobody wants. Lots of like really rubbish models as well. Like, oh don't, mate. Do you know what? Last time I was in America, it's a little bit sad really, but the last time I was in America, I spent see, that's what I was trying to avoid. Quite a lot of money on ceramics whilst I was over there, and I've been trying to get the person I was staying with to ship them over to me for the last 5 years. I have offered money several times because I want my ceramics. I paid lots of money for them and they're really cool, and she's just moved house, so I don't even know if she's still got them. I brought Red Heart when I was over there. We can now get some Red Heart here. We can't get the Karen cakes, which is really sad because I really like some of the Karen cakes and some of the colours they do, and we get like the usual ones, but nothing like the big anniversary ones. Just so, but yeah, so I want lots more yarn as well. I start a crochet along on the 18th and it's going to be brilliant. You'll love this. It's a choose your own adventure crochet along, and apparently there are 96 variations of what you could end up with based on the questions. Like the first questionnaire we did was what team are you on, and whatever team you're on kind of said what colours you were going to be using for the crochet along. I was totally unsurprised when I got Team Olive and my colours were greens to yellows. Oh, don't, Angel, don't. Last time I was in America, I gained like 2 stone. Maybe after I've had my hip done. I'd love to go back. The States is beautiful. Like, where we went, I know, green, right? And obviously I had to totally buy some new yarn for that. And the snow, I know. When I went to West Virginia, I was so excited about all the snow. It was just like everywhere. But then also just like abandoned houses in the woods. Just like nobody living there. Not even like homeless people. What's that all about? Just like empty houses everywhere. It's like a little bit weird. But yeah, so marker pens. Marker pens is where we're going. And crochet. Marker pens and crochet. I ought to do today's snood as well. I'm doing a mood snood for January. It's coming along well. If Jake's finished being helpful. You finished being helpful? Can I just get this? Thank you. I made the weirdest bag the other day and honestly I'm totally in love with it. It did not go how I wanted it to go, but the way it turned out was just insane. And I was trying to do like some weird market bag, but then like it all kept going all over the place and I twisted it by accident, so it's got like this twist thing in the front, and yeah, it's cool. Does its job. Yeah, so this is the mood snood I'm working on at the moment. So it's a row a day for the entirety of January. This green is my happy colour, and then the light purple is my chill colour. I have a brown in here, which is like my meh, or you know, not really anything. The black, which currently there's only one of, is my just no. Just like everything is just wrong today. And then the bright, bright green is days when I've been out and done something. So like that one was Avatar at the cinema. That one was the Harry Potter Studios trip. And then I've got another cinema trip because I have a new crochet friend and we're doing cinema and crochet. And then that one was because yesterday we went to the model villages. So yeah, that's coming on quite cool. Quite happy with that. It's based on like the big thing at the minute with the Wednesday snoods. Like everybody's getting their Wednesday snood on, and even the lady who has decided to run this was all like, she did hers in black and white and stuff, but everybody's gonna have one. Why would I want one? Having said that, now I despise hexy crochet cardigans. They're just not for me. But I am loving the half and half ones at the moment, where it's half Enid and half Wednesday, because if anything ever spoke to my soul, it's those two at once, because I am a rainbow and goth kind of person. So that would be very, very cool. I kind of want that. But also, I really hate hexy cardigans. I just don't know. I don't know what it is about them. I think they're quite time consuming for a start. Which, considering what I'm doing with other cardigans right now. But yeah. But I just don't want to do the same as everybody else. I've never wanted to do the same as everybody else. I'm not about to start wanting to do the same as everybody else now. Am I? Really? Yeah, so this is, I'm doing, not that, that's what I'm doing. Single and then a half double all the way down just to give it a big texture. And I am using an acrylic DK provided by the local Aldi store, apart from the neon green, which was provided by my local corner shop for a whole £1 a ball. I used most of it in a neon blanket that I did for downstairs. So that's kind of what I'm doing with this one. I'm very aware that Rich will be streaming very shortly, which might explain why I don't have a mod. Because he'll be all like, stop screaming, children. I'm trying to do my work. Ah. Hey, Merlin. Oh, that's a point. Dion, how are your many, many not cats? Oh no, they are cats. Many cats that are not yours. Not cats. That's... You know what I mean. The cats that have decided to adopt you. How are they doing? Dion recently moved house in London, and the place where she is moved to, there are many cats in the neighbourhood, and Dion is not allowed any cats. She's definitely not allowed cats in the house. So she has adopted every other cat in the neighbourhood, and they've got little boxes outside to sit in, and she feeds them, and she definitely never lets them in the house. Just in case Marvin comes home, she definitely never lets them in the house. Jake, go on then. Jake needed to be under the covers. Yeah. I'll tell you what, you should have seen Lee yesterday. Lee came over to take me down to Cheltenham for this model village, and his allergy to Jake is getting worse. Like, he was fully coming out in hives and all sorts of stuff. Like, the stuff that poor boy puts up with just to spend time with me is ridiculous. Like, I don't don't feel sorry for her. Marvin might be allergic to cats, but what it means is that Dion owns all of the cats in the neighbourhood, or rather, all of the cats in the neighbourhood own Dion. There's no sadness there. She has more cats by him not being allowed to have cats than she ever would have otherwise. I mean, she is a cat. She embodies cat. She is a cat girl. She is a Nico cat. She even has a bell on a collar. Not that I'm ever going to let that one go. I can't say anything now because I've got them in my hair. So yeah, so we are one follower away from affiliate. I need to digitize the sub emotes because currently they exist in Sketchbook. So I'm gonna make Rich help me out with that. I mean, ask Rich very nicely to help me out with that. Yes, Fliss follows, and Fliss follows me with 3 accounts. I mean, definitely not Kellen's in any way, shape or form. And Helen follows me, and I can't remember if Mart follows me or not. I don't know. Madge doesn't love me, although I don't even know if he has Twitch, to be honest. He should follow me though, because we're about to embark upon miniature building together. I will be taking my phone and my tablet into uni on Wednesdays, so that we can start doing the buildings together. I need all the help I can get with that, guys. At the minute, I'm trying not to focus on it because I have a report due in by Friday. I have started it. I'll be doing some tomorrow. I need to print out all of the pictures for some design boards because I decided instead of stressing myself out by learning how to do something digitally, I'm just going to print pictures out, put them nicely where I want them, then scan them in. Ta-da! Digital. So that's the thing. So I've got to get this report done this week. Doing that on a program called Canva, which I'm still mostly learning how to use, but it's getting there. I have a report. I just need to add a lot more to it. Mostly images, and then miniatures. And I need to find out what people would expect to see in an art gallery, other than art, which somebody has said art. But yeah, really cool. But just like what kind of fixtures and fittings and things like that. Coffee shop. I hadn't even thought of a coffee shop. Although I may not need to do... I wouldn't even know what to put in those. I will not be including bathrooms, because my miniature people don't need that in their lives. They're like Barbie dolls. Oh, goodness me. So yeah, got that going on. I have become the volunteer. Please don't touch signs. I hadn't thought of the do not touch signs. That's a good one. cafe gift shop. I don't know about meeting rooms. I'm including a curator's office because that's where I want to include quite a lot of just detritus around the exhibition. I'm thinking of doing like tiny writing on the walls, like if you go into like one of those big exhibitions and it tells you on the wall what it is you're looking at. Do you know what I've still not come up with though? This is genius. I don't know what I am naming my exhibition. And I've got to start all my marketing and my branding. And oh, see, ours doesn't have that. Ours has them on the floor. They have like metal, steel cables along the floor. Yeah, branding and marketing. So I don't know what I'm going to call the exhibition. Possibly exhibition. When we went to, yeah, all of that. But that will be my branding. I think for stuff like that, because I'm changing my personal logo, what I should do is put the new logo onto things like tote bags for the gift shop. And that's a fairly easy changeover. And tiny. Now that I've discovered that there's laser cutter exists in my college, which nobody thought to tell me about, why would anybody tell me about something as useful as a laser cutter in my college? Why would you not tell me that? Like, that would have been really useful information maybe last year. I've been so stressed about doing this work, and we were there going, well, you know, might have to convert one of the doll's houses and do it that way, so we don't have to build it from scratch, because I don't want to be sat there with a scalpel and some mat board trying to do these perfectly to scale 1/24 miniatures. And then somebody turned around the other day and went, you do know there's a CNC laser upstairs in the college, don't you? I'm like, no, I didn't know that at all. Thanks for that. Which is cool because it's relieved some of the pressure, but also added some pressure, because now I am building it from scratch. So I have to think about windows and doors and walls, roofs. Yeah, I have a roof, apparently. Stops the rain from getting onto the miniature exhibitions. Not on top of all of that, I now need to sit and list exactly what the exhibits are going to be, and then try and find DXF files to actually make them. I assume he's streaming today. I don't know, because I keep forgetting that the Discord actually exists, and Rich has been a bit off with communications recently, so I don't actually know. It's alright, I'm here to talk rubbish and not do any art. I'd love to show you some art I've done, but it doesn't exist. Oh no, oh no, I showed you that one the other day. Never mind. Yeah, it usually starts at 10. Interesting. It's odd. Last year me and Rich were really close, but this year we've hardly spoken. And then by last year I don't mean not Gregorian calendar years. I mean like academic years, because that's all my brain works in at the minute. So don't know what's going on with him at the minute. I know ever since Karen was poorly, things have been a bit hard. Let's see. I love my Rich. He's my favourite bat-tato. He's a bat-tato. But yeah, so... Well, I should be See, I expected to be streaming until Rich came on. I wasn't expecting to be on for long. I was just like, oh yeah, Rich is on, I can go now. Oh dear. I don't know, doesn't he usually put it up in the Discord when he is and is not streaming? He's only just started back again, surely he's not off already. He's worse than me. Nobody's worse than me. I like literally sat downstairs and went, oh, I'm meant to be streaming today. Said I would do art. Oh well. I will do some art. I need to figure out how I'm going to do the setup. I need for Dion to come and deal with my house. That's what I need. I need Dion to come down, come up, and go into the other room and deal with it. And then at the end of it, I'll have somewhere to put a computer, and they'll be fine. And Chloe, Dion and Chloe. That's what I need. I need basically anybody who wants to come and help me sort my house out. Yeah, so I'm hoping to sort out how the cameras work for a 2-camera setup. So like it'll be like half my face and half the art. Especially once the affiliate thing kicks in, and then all of the like follower goals and the alerts that tell me somebody's subscribed and all that kind of stuff when it kicks in. I don't really know. As we all know, I am a total technophobe. Like, Technophone runs Twitch stream. It's going to be great. It's going to be like the best thing. But I like these informal chats about kind of what we're doing and where we're going. And just little things like, I really enjoyed the model village and Lee was less enthusiastic. Like, there was a couple of little touches that just made it perfect. So it's like, go to this village, there's a place called Bourton on the Water, and it's in the Cotswolds. Oh, okay. And in the village, they've got a 1/9 replica of the village, right? So it's perfect. Like all the shops and all the houses. They've moved the church to include it because it's not in the right place, but they wanted to include it, and that's the only thing that's in the wrong place. But then in one corner, they've got a model of the model village that has a model of the model village. It's like model inception. It's genius. I was so happy there. It was like a happy place. And they had like the tiniest exhibitions with some beautiful like ceilings in one of the rooms, and just it was just stunning. And then hopefully I can convince my dad. The model had a model, yeah. Yep, it was. I'll dig the photos out and put them on the Discord, because honestly, it was brilliant. It was actually brilliant. I was so impressed with it that the model village had a model village, and I was just like, it could have just gone on forever. It was amazing. Just yeah, kind of blew my little tiny mind. And then there was a 1/32 scale miniature exhibition of some houses by John Constable. They were really cool. And then there was some 1/32 and 1/24 scale doll's house style miniatures in an exhibition as well. And the lady that was running the place was brilliant. Like, Lee was trying to find out where there was a cash machine, because the second exhibition was £1 to get in, and we don't carry cash. So she gave Lee £2 coins to put in the barrier so that I could go in and get the photos that I needed for research. It was genius. She was really happy though, because like when we first got there, she was like, "Oh, there's going to be a problem with your walker." So no, I've already looked on the website. I'm going to park the walker here and use my walking stick to get around. She's like, oh, I wish everybody read the website. Like, do people not? I always check a website before I go anywhere. Even if I'm going for food somewhere, I always check the website first. But yeah, it's absolutely stunning. And it's made out of like because it's 1/9 scale, they've used the local bricks and tiles to build it. And they used like actual stonemasons and carpenters and things like that to build this model village. Honestly, I should have taken you all with me. I think I'll prefer the other fruit one in the evening. It's okay though. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm enjoying it actually. Whether there was an excuse to go to model railways and model villages. I love doing it anyway. And it was such a properly quaint Cotswolds village. Well, no, that's it. And this place was built in 1936. Like, this model village was built in 1936. It was built by the guy who used to own the pub, because people had started doing day trips to the area and he wanted to encourage people into the pub. So he built the model village. And it took them 4 years to build it. And obviously, in 1936, they weren't thinking about people with walkers because they hadn't invented yet, you know. It is what it is. And it's just because they're little narrow paths. But it was nice, it was really nice. I picked up a book on miniature landscape building by John Constable as well. And hopefully that'll be really helpful with tips and techniques and tricks and things like that, because I need all the help I could get. I don't know what I'm doing. It's installation, but on a tiny scale. I am really happy that I'm back to installation work again though. Like, I have missed installation work, and installation work is just so much more fun. It has so much more of a challenge, and it makes me get my brain working more than watercolour could ever manage, you know? Like, if I could have a job doing installation work forever, it'd be so good. It would be so good. And I've already upset loads of people, which always makes me happy. I didn't do it on purpose. Some people misconstrued what I meant in a miniatures group on Facebook, and it may have caused some issues. Oh dear. There's just one woman who properly got her knickers in a twist though, going off on one about how miniaturists don't care about the environment and that's not why they're doing it. And I was like, I think you've misread my entire point in my post, but okay. If you say so, love. But yeah, I do like to rock the occasional boat. So, it's going to be an interesting art form as well. It's going to be like different to anything I've done before. I'll just start with a single, one double. And I just think it's going to be, I think it's going to be interesting for you guys as well as it is for me to see that kind of journey of like how the techniques are going to build and how we're going to get over certain barriers. There we go, that's today's row done. My joining rows are not neat at all. It's not for anybody else, so that's fine. And I can go back in its bag. It's Janky bag. I love the Janky bag. So yeah, So it's pretty much on my mind all the time, and I'm there going, no, I need to concentrate on this design report, I need to get it done. And my brain is all like, yes, or we could figure out the exact scale of a door and draw it, which is what I did the other day. I was just sat in the car, chilling out, waiting for Lee, and I was just like, now seems like the best time to figure out the scale for it. Except I didn't have my phone on with me, because I'd sent it with Lee to get my order. And I was there going, I don't know how big a door is. And to guess at what size a door was to do the scale drawing of a door. Turns out I'd gone too tall and too narrow. UK doors are 6'6". That is a thing that I have learned. And I'm like, 7 foot, it'd be fine. Any sign of Richard? Where is he? Honestly. So it's all coming along. Just my prioritising, as always, hasn't been great. It's going to be one of those last minute design reports, which means it'll be really good, and I'll hate myself because of how good it is. As usual, it is half done. I like writing, I like essays, but design reports are weird. They have a weird format and a weird layout, and I've never done one before, and I'm not a digital person, so it's very interesting. I kind of wish I'd done it on Word and just imported some pictures and just ignored what everybody said. But yeah, I could do that, or I could do it my way. But I think what I'm going to do now is type up all of the information that's going in the report and then cut and paste it onto each page. No, it can't be PowerPoint. It has to be, right, so originally, up until COVID, they were basically like brochures. So a design report is like a brochure that you would hand to your client to explain what you intended to do to answer the brief. Okay. So it's like a fancy 20 odd page magazine with images and stuff like that. They decided after COVID that digital was still the easiest and cheapest way of doing it. So we still have to do a digital brochure. Okay, so it can't be PowerPoint and it can't be a PDF. So the choices we were given were Adobe InDesign, Adobe Photoshop, or Canva. Now I started doing mine on Adobe InDesign, and it was dead good, and I was really happy with it. And then we discovered that for whatever reason, I cannot access my student copy of Adobe at home. I should be able to, but I can't. So having got halfway through my report, I had to start all over again with a different theme, and honestly, Canva has been an absolute nightmare. Like, it doesn't like to make text black. That's what I've discovered. It quite likes white because I'm using a blue background. But yeah, it's been a pain. And then the design boards, like literally the brief for the design boards says 3 A3 or A2 design boards, physical design boards. Only then they decided that they were going to be digital as well. And I was like, I don't have time to learn how to do all this digitally. I'm just going to do them as I would by printing out the pictures and sticking them on a bit of A3 or whatever. And then I'm going to use my phone to scan them in and upload them digitally. As it should be done. Oh, this one's got actual tea in it. I kind of forgot about that. It's the only way. I've got 10 days. No, I haven't. I've got 5 days. 5 days from tomorrow. I keep thinking it's the 10th, and it's way past the 10th. Yeah, so it's due in Friday, midnight Friday. I don't have time to figure out how to do digital stuff in like 5 days. When I asked for help, they put on some Adobe classes for people to go to. Great. Still don't actually have it at home. And I can't keep paying to get into college just to do a class on Adobe until I get my new bus pass, which I won't get until my new disability stuff's sorted. Which they did send me a letter about. They sent me a letter that said they had all the information they needed. That was the letter. Pretty sure they could have sent that in the text. Oh wait, they did. They did send that in the text. So yeah, it's all a bit go at the minute. I've got all this stuff behind me for glue booking as well, which is scrapbooking if you're in the UK, but it's scrapbooking before it became a thing. But yeah, so right, I am actually going to go. I've already gone on for longer than I expected to. I don't know where Rich is. How am I going to get his dulcet tones to lull me to sleep if his dulcet tones are not online? I'm just going to listen to Supertramp again. I will kick his butt. I'm going to message him in a minute and make sure it's okay, actually. So, yes, I will be back on Wednesdays now. Now that Angel does not need me to do it any day except Wednesday. So it'll be Wednesday evenings that I'll be doing uni stuff, and then Sundays should, once I've got it all sorted, be art. That's the plan. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Oh no. I've been having so many issues with that computer. Oh, that sucks. I'm not ready to do a full evening. I kind of want to because the extra viewer would be nice. I need that one follower, but also my brother's trying to go to sleep. So I'm going to go. I will be back on Wednesday at about 7, I think. Bless him. Really needs a new computer. I need to use my hard-earned subs money for a computer. That's what needs to happen. But yeah, I'll be back on Wednesday at 7 o'clock. I will be doing a 3 or 4 hour stream on Wednesday. We will be covering the artist that I hate next week. Don't know who it's going to be yet. We'll see. This week, the artist who I hate this week. As well as doing some technique stuff for miniatures and seeing how I'm doing with my report. And if I've not started it by Wednesday, we've got a problem. 1 p.m, whatever time it is over there. What are you? EST, CEST, PCFTHXWZ time? Central Standard Time? Yeah. We're GMT, or what's a new one now because they didn't want it to be anything to do with the UK. Like some kind of universal something or other. I don't know. I don't care. But yeah. Yeah, we're currently GMT. That there's like a universal central time or something. So DST? Yeah, because DST. D on time. Is that D on standard time? I don't think you get your own time zone. You're like a tiny little thing. You don't get a time zone. Oh. Yeah, we don't get that. We have British summertime. We don't have daylight savings. We have British summer. Obviously. Which is like literally exactly the same thing. Europe gets daylight savings time. Ugh, time zones confuse me at the best of times. Time zones confuse me when I have to travel through them. It's like, I don't understand. It was 7 o'clock, now it's 6 o'clock, but I've literally moved 1 second. I want to stand in the States where there's 2 time zones and just jump from one to the other. It's like... It'd be great. I also do this on the borders of the counties in the UK. I have fun. It's fine. Exactly, it's time travelling. Literally time travelling. You are a time traveller. How is that not the best thing? I could do it for hours. Now it's 3 o'clock. Now it's 4 o'clock. Now it's 3:01. Now it's 4:01. Just like... It'd be great. Oh dear. I'd enjoy it. And that's what matters. I might take you all to the gallery with me next week. Won't be this week. I've got too much on. But if I get this report done, we'll go to the gallery. We'll go look at the gallery stuff together. It'll be great. I need to service my scooter, actually. Right, I am actually going to go. I've been here for an hour. I am waffling, and it's late. So, 7 p.m. GMT, 1 p.m. CST, and I will see you all later.